Well, hey there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger, and here is the picture of me. This was taken after I came out of the fog from the anesthesia. Today, I had my second colonoscopy procedure. Now, I had made another video, what to expect for the colonoscopy, where I talk about drinking the foul salt water liquid. You drink 2 liters the night before and then 2 liters the day of. Now today I had woken up at 4 a.m. I didn't sleep much, and I played some video games and drank, waited around for the the allotted time for me to start drinking this foul liquid. And then it was another toilet party, because this liquid comes right out of you. So we headed over to the Elmhurst Hospital, and they checked me in. I had to wait for a long time, and I ended up having to use the restroom fiercely. I had went before we went in, and I had actually finished the liquid a couple hours before I was supposed to, but it was still lingering in my system, and I got to tell you, I was really uncomfortable. I had taken my medication at 5 a.m. and this was 1 p.m. So I was in withdrawal, and I was simply unable to take the medicine, my pain meds. So I was really uncomfortable laying on this bed at this angle. And then I had, she hit me on the side of my wrist, and that said that blew out. So then she hit me again here, and my whole hand was like numb, and then you've got this like kind of pain sensation from the needle. So I had that discomfort. My back was just raging. I was holding in this diarrhea liquid, and hadn't eaten for 2 days, so I had a headache. And the only thing on the TV was this episode of The Office. And actually, that show, I'm not a fan of The American Office. As a matter of fact, it's so unbelievably snarky. It's like this kind of thing, this type of sense of humor that I'm not a fan of that. The characters are all kind of a little bit pathetic and wanton. So it was a combination of a lot of things, and I started to panic because they make you wear a mask. And this mask, Donna had washed it and had picked up some kind of an aroma. So the mask was smelly, and I was having a hard time breathing, and then they made us wait well over an hour. Right, Compty?
In the room? Yeah, it was probably just about an hour and 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. So finally I pushed, there was a button on this remote that I pushed, and then a woman came, helped me to the restroom, and I was able to relieve myself. And I stayed in there for a good 5 minutes taking care of business. And when I came back, my plan worked because the anesthesiologist was there in the room. So talked to her, told her about my unpleasant experience of the last time with Dr. Fickerus. And she said that I was going to be getting propofol, which is what messed me up last time, but she was going to give me a numbing agent, and she wasn't going to slam me with it, because I told her what happened. It felt like an icicle of fire in my arm, and it felt like it was unbelievably strong. They go, oh, some people will feel a little warmth, and maybe you'll react to that. No, this wasn't a little warmth. This was a icicle of fire pain that was so unbelievably strong. It threw me into a panic, and I literally jolted up out of the bed and said, something is really wrong, at the top of my lungs, and then I conked out. Then I woke up. He was running, Fickerus, this anesthesiologist, was running, pulling my gurney, and he ran it into the door. My hand was hanging, my hand with the IV was hanging off, and he ran my hand into the door frame. So I had a bruise going all the way down for 3 weeks, and it hurt so bad when he did. That's how I woke up this last procedure that I had, because I've been knocked out a bunch of times in the past couple of years, and it hurt so bad. I went, ow, and this nurse came out, and I go, what did you do? I was like, for one, why is the anesthesiologist running? Pulling, like, shouldn't they have an orderly or a nurse doing that job? And for two, why was I under for an hour and 40 minutes when it was a 20-minute procedure? So I don't know what happened that time. They've got it on record that something happened, and they asked me about it today, and I told them that story. I said, this is my recollection of it was that he came in and he said, what do you want, champ? I can get you comfortably numb, or I can get you halfway there. And I couldn't believe the guy was being so cocky. He didn't call me champ, he called me something else that was just really unprofessional. And he was late, everyone was waiting on him, and then he came walking in, he was like, I can get you comfortably numb, I can get you halfway there. And I was like, dude, you're the doctor, you need to put me completely out. That's why you're here. I don't want to be comfortably numb or halfway there. I need to be completely unconscious for this procedure. And it was unbelievably unprofessional. And so I gave him a little bit of attitude. And then in return, what did he do? He slammed me with the propofol. And so, yeah, I wrote an angry letter. They actually sent me an email. Hey, how was your experience? I said, oh, well, let me tell you how my experience was. So that was this thing that happened a couple of years ago. I'm over it. It was a horrific experience. And I do have like PTSD about anesthesiology now. But I've had this done twice. Both times it was wonderful. Today, they wheeled me in. It's a lot like the footage that David Gilmour used, the old footage from Dark Side of the Moon that they use in On the Run. It's a gurney, you're being pushed down the hall, the doors are automatically opening, there's lights. And then you go into this room and they're like, hi, how are you? There's some music playing quietly. Some, who's that, Adam Derowitz?
No, he's from a band. Who are you looking for?
And then around here we stay up very, very late. Round here,
Oh,
Mr.
Yeah.
Jones and me.
yeah, I don't know his name, but
Yeah, Adam Derowitz. That band is playing in the background, and then the girl's like, she kept stressing, like, you don't got nothing to fear. I'm going to give you this numbing agent first. And she's like, I'm giving you the numbing agent. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. And then she's like, okay, I'm giving you a little propofol. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. Then I felt it. And I go, I felt it. I feel it now. And she goes, is it burning your arm? And I said, no, I feel it in my system, because I was getting high off that shit. And then she turned it up, and it started burning just the injection site. And I could totally handle that. I mean, I was ready for, I got the ice in me, the icicle, the fire icicle, the horrid pain that I went through, the lightning bolt in my arm, the thinking I was having a heart attack or I was having an allergic reaction to this medicine. So I was prepared for that, and because she did it slow, I didn't just get blasted out of my mind. Like normally, any other time I've done this, it's like countdown from 10, you go 10, 9, and you're out. This was like, I had a good like 10 seconds to halfway in, halfway out. And in there, I burst out laughing because it felt so good. Which I haven't got the giggles from a drug come up in, I can't tell you how long. So it was really, so I advise you, if you're going in for a procedure, talk to your anesthesiologist and express your concern about that. Make sure that they give you the numbing agent, and make sure that they break it to you slowly so you can feel it a little bit first. And when that shit kicked in, I started laughing like Top Hat from Dark Side of the Moon. The lunatic is on the gurney. And then I said, yeah, that Ficarus, he really let me have it with the propofol. And they stopped and they all looked at me like with this look of shock on their face. And then the girl smiled because they know who this guy is. You know, he's like the kind of guy that drives a car with tinted windows and bumper stickers, just like an alpha male Chad type guy, you know, this type of guy. So coming out of it, I remember being really concerned with all this cabling. I thought I had done a gig. So I was trying to wind all this cable in between my elbow and my wrist to like throw it in my gig bag, and they're like, no, honey, that's okay. We're going to take care of that for you. I kept pulling the monitor off my finger. And then I guess, I don't remember this, but my wife said that I was asking was there some kind of screen in there? Because the doctor's looking at the screen of this camera that they shove up your keister. And I must have been watching that and thinking in this drugged state that I was editing video or I was in control of this or it was a project or something. Because I guess when I was in the halfway, when I was fumbling with my cables and looking for my gig bag, I brought that up. And the nurse was like, yeah, there is a screen, but that's for the doctor. You weren't editing video. So yeah, I was 9 sheets to the wind. I came back to reality fairly quickly. I was administered 3 packs of saltine crackers and a little thing of apple juice, which I inhaled. And then it hit me. And Donna had to get on the blower and get permission for me to use the restroom again. So I went and blew out. There was some like congealed blood that came out, and then some like I don't know what it was. It looked like if you took a paper towel and put it in a blender, like fibrous material. So I don't know if this procedure, if what they do cleans some of the impacted feces that are in your colon and that stuff came out, because that was different than what was coming out of me before this procedure when you drink all this fluid. And he did remove some giant ass shit. There was some moray eel living in there, this giant polyp that he had to wrangle it out and wrestle it on out of there with a lasso. And then he had to clamp it down. I guess there's 3 alligator clips up there that are going to come. I'm going to pass them. He said, don't worry about it. Just don't take any ibuprofen because that's not the best for healing up. So he said, you can go ahead and take the rest of your normal medicine. So I do still have discomfort in my gut. I had pain on my left side. I'm hoping that this is going to be rectified. Or I'm going to have to keep going back until they can figure out what's wrong with me. But yeah, overall, this experience was really, really good. Considering the discomfort that you have to go through. I mean, it's a colonoscopy. It's not fun. It's actually kind of horrible. I'll be honest with you. But the nurses and the doctors were fantastic, and the anesthesia went really well, and that was the main thing I was concerned about. So that was my second colonoscopy. I'll have more information if that stuff's cancerous or if I'm dying or I'm going to need, more medical procedures or whatever. I'm going to find that out further down the line. I just figured I'd come on here and tell you guys everything went well. And encourage you, I figure a lot of people that are going to be checking out my channel are probably getting up there. Probably male, probably a little bit older, so it's something to think about. And don't let me whining about, having to diet for a day, having to fast and drink 4 liters of salt water, throw you off. It's better than the alternative, the suffering that you go through if you did end up with some condition like this. So definitely worth it. Highly recommended to get yourself a colonoscopy today. You guys, I will talk to you soon. I'm going to need some time to take it easy and heal up. I'm planning on relaxing here for a while. And I'm sure I'll be making videos. I'm really looking forward to the Aristocrat show. Rick Beato did a video. He went and saw them and said that Guthrie Govan is the GOAT. And I'm like, see, I told you he's the best guitar player that ever walked the face of the earth. Because I think he is. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being concerned and sending positive vibes my way. I really appreciate that. And I will talk to you guys soon. Try to stay healthy. Get yourself signed up to have this work done if you haven't yet. If you're in your late 40s, 50s, this is something you're going to want to take care of. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later.